Clarence's sister. Tell your sister I love her, Clarence.
Scary.
Wait, what's that?
So far, your podcast ain't up yet.
Wait, why does it say we're live?
Alright, we're live now.
Oh, we're live? Right.
We live.
We're
It doesn't say it on your YouTubes, but okay, I guess we're live.
Wait,
live now.
let me go to his channel. Thrills?
Don't show we're live, damn it.
Are you sure we're live, mate?
Dude, we're live. Look, it even says, welcome to my first live podcast with my special guest, Tristan, who is handsome, HHNInfo, Clarence.
Huh? Wait,
Oh
what
my
happened?
god, Clarence, I'm gonna kill your sister right now.
No,
Right.
you go to his homepage. It's not
Yep.
on his video section on his homepage. We're live.
We are live, I see.
So we are live?
Alright. I'm gonna tweet this link out right now.
I just tweeted the link.
I was talking to Vanessa. I don't care about you. Just kidding.
Oh my god, Clarence, please.
I
Please.
come here. And it's like
Please just
figure
do
out
something,
what's wrong.
Clarence. Something.
Dude, don't make me go over there.
Don't make me go over to your house and kill
Go
your
to
sister.
a room. Go to another room. Go to another room. I don't want to go in another room. You go in another room.
Fucking Clarence.
Stay here.
God.
I don't know.
Dude, how
Or
perfect is
take your laptop. Take your laptop in the other room.
Oh god.
Why?
That mic though.
Welcome to heavens, motherfucker.
Oh god. So I must say Halloween Horror Nights is pretty lame. It's pretty
John, ready?
yeah, sure, let's do it.
What up?
Are we gonna start?
Oh
Let's
yeah.
start.
Shout out.
Of course, there's that one person that goes, I thought live stream started at 8 p.m. Well,
Wait, who said that?
I thought the live
Shout
stream
out to
started
John
at 8
Murdy.
Yeah, no.
We got 3 people watching and it's probably all us.
Hey, Connor, hey, Connor, we had technical difficulties live. But I be funny with cats, don't worry.
Might be funny, chat.
Your sister's choking. I hope she chokes longer until she dies.
Oh my gosh.
Are we ready? Let's start the podcast. We've already been live for like 10 minutes and haven't said anything.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
Kind of sad.
Alright, shut up. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be my first live podcast. We're going to be talking about all the mazes, all the scare zones for Halloween Horror Nights 2015. We're going to give out our initial thoughts. So, we'll start off with like everybody that I have here today. We're going to start off with Tristan.
Whoa.
Wait, are we going like house by house, or are we just gonna give
No,
like?
just introduce yourself first.
Oh,
Nice one, man.
oh, my bad. So anyways, I'm Tristan, HHN fan 16. I just want to say thanks, Thrill Seeker, for bringing me on here. It's gonna be fun talking about some horror nights, and of course, our initial thoughts of this year is gonna be awesome. So again, thanks for having me.
Alright, and next up, we have the man of the hour, the *1 updater on the Hollywood side, Mr. HHNInfo.
Really?
Dude, he's girling.
So are you gonna introduce anyone else or?
Alright, we also have here the newest updater, FearingHHN.
I'm looking at
What is
Dub
up, man?
Smash.
Thank you for
Clarence, just mute your mic until you start
Can't wait to
talking.
talk about all these mazes and
Alright.
Sorry, you should probably redo your intro. I yelled at Clarence.
I
Sound
just said
like I was in a kindergarten
thanks
class.
for having me on here. I can't wait to talk about the mazes and the awesome experience that I had. So yeah,
And supercharged. What?
supercharged. Alright, and we also have Clarence here, but he's having some difficulties right now. But he'll probably be on in a little bit.
And loud ass family.
No, it's only my sister, man. It's only my sister.
Tell your
Oh, he's
sister to
back?
go away.
You're like playing Minecraft.
Go away.
No. I hear her like raging at Minecraft right now. It's funny.
Stop playing Minecraft and get out!
Okay.
All right.
Man.
Okay, so it's not working. So your guys' tips didn't work. Sorry.
They always
Wait, why
threaten
don't
me.
you go to a different room?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go in the bedroom.
Okay,
You're getting my ears cancer. It's so loud. Like,
It's cancerous.
I love how this podcast
Cancer.
got off topic really quick.
We should probably just restart.
Alright, let's just introduce.
Just-
no,
we should just restart.
We've already been 10 minutes in, man.
Restart. Beep. Rewind.
Just restart the intros, everyone. And scene.
Restart.
No, we're gonna talk about the first house. Let's go.
All right.
Wait, I didn't even get an intro. Fuck you guys.
You don't want to say anything. All right, go.
you guys-
Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Hi guys. I'm HHNInfo.
No, it's too late now.
Fuck. If Olivia's watching,
Squad goals, man.
Ooh.
Squad goals.
and I just want to say hashtag HHN Squad.
Hey,
Squad.
if that tram driver's watching, my life will be complete. Oh my god.
Oh,
Purge.
that's who you're talking about. Tristan's got his dick hard for Alexa.
Tram driver, that girl was A1, man. Alright, anyways, let's go. If you're
Alright, so
watching
we're all-
this, I love you. Okay.
Okay, so first we're talking about the Purge Terror Tram. Tristan, what are your thoughts?
Hey, are we seriously talking about that right now?
Yeah, we're talking about the Purge Terror Tram.
Fuck.
Alright, well, first off, that tram driver was made my
It was a dude when we went on the terror tram.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It was a dude.
That was on the way
first one?
back.
No,
Oh,
it was on
yeah.
Oh, no,
the
that was the back lot, right?
It's pretty scary, Tristan.
Okay, whatever. The point is that girl. Okay, but anyways, we're busy watching old HHN. Oh wait, what the heck? Okay, whatever. Freaking Aaron. The Purge Terror Tram. I think this was something that, including myself, I think a lot of us were anticipating. And to be honest, I was kind of disappointed in the Terror Tram this year. I felt like there was a lot of, the concept is awesome. It's something the fans, including myself, been wanting to purge in the backlot, especially the theme of the Terror Tram. But I don't know. I feel like there's so much they could have done with it. I really liked a lot of the concepts of, like, you could be walking and then all of a sudden the purgers grab random people and start purging them, which obviously they're actors, but it was just really cool. It kind of felt like we were in the Purge, you know? It was super cool. I really liked that. I liked how they incorporated from the Purge Anarchy. They used a lot of the ending scene was from the Purge Anarchy, which was pretty cool. And then just, I don't know, that middle part while going up that hill, the little dirt path, I feel like there's so much more you can do over there, and it just kind of feels dead. And I don't know, I was just kind of disappointed in it. I didn't feel the scares, you know? So that's pretty much all I have to really say about it. I just wasn't a fan of it.
I guess I'll talk next.
Sure.
Since I've only been going for like 5 years, this has been one of the best terror trams. So I haven't seen any ones that have been better. So I don't have any opinions. But it's really good to see a fresh something new that's not The Walking Dead. And I really liked some of the set pieces. And like Tristan said, I really liked how it had an actor walking with you and he got attacked. And overall, the concept was really good. The opening was kind of weak, but they had group people walking around the hill part, but still, it was good. I liked the minigun at the end. Spoiler alert. But anyway, yeah, I guess I'll kick it off to someone else.
Alright, I'll talk about it next. So, the Purge Terror Tram, it felt really different and really refreshing from having Walking Dead there for 3 years. But the main problem with this is that it didn't really feel as chaotic as the Purge should feel. Like, the opening was really weak, Bates Motel was pretty cool, but once you start to go up the hill, it starts to kind of fall apart. It kind of feels kind of boring in a way. It feels very repetitive from like what we've seen from the Terror Tram in the past. I just wish they would have added like a lot more scare actors, like some different elements to the terror tram, maybe even change up the route a bit. But it was better than the previous 2 years of Walking Dead, but it wasn't like the best thing ever they could have done.
Yeah.
I'll go next. Being a big fan of the Purge movies, the Purge and Purge Anarchy, I actually kind of like the Terror Tram. Of course, there were some flaws within it. Like Tristan said, going up that hill, they could do so much more with it. The beginning was pretty dang weak though, with that they could have done a lot more with that.
Right.
The Bates Motel was really good because there was a lot of stuff there, and also after you walk up that hill and you start walking over on that straight path, that was really cool. But they should change up the path a bit more, and it wasn't as chaotic, like you said. So I think they could have done a lot more with it, but it was definitely better than The Walking Dead in my opinion.
Yeah. I will say though, just real quick, the opening for all the terror trams, at least for a while now, have all been the same. You just have all the scare actors just waiting there, and once the first person passes them, they just go off with chainsaws. Like,
Yeah.
pretty much been like the same opening every single year. But see, since The Purge has been such a huge success in Halloween Horror Nights, Hollywood, and Orlando, I feel like they could have done way more, and I agree.
Yeah. I feel like that they should have at least had a couple more
Right.
scare actors in that backlot.
What was the big issue with me is, Murdy was saying that he's bringing a secret consultant out on the Terror Tram, and I can see where the secret consultant helped him on the Terror Tram, but then again, I feel like he only helped on certain bits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It really didn't feel effective.
Yeah, I feel you, dude. Like Bates Motel, you can definitely feel he probably had some input into that, and probably the last scene with the minigun and stuff. But everything else just feels like the same thing we've seen from Murdy year after year.
Honestly, I completely agree. Every terror tram is the same thing. It's just depends on what different costumes they're going to be wearing.
Yeah, it's it's the same thing, like the same path and everything, the same opening. It's just a different theme.
I mean, the only thing that really looked different to me was the miniguns and the batting cages and the rooms, the little rooms they had that you walk through, like they do every terror tram. I thought were kind of weak. They could have gotten some scares out of them, but I wasn't scared at all. And they always had the same thing where they're scaring you from above, like they did last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know, something different, something to pump something fresh into the terror tram would be great. But overall, it was the best one I've ever seen. So.
Yeah, it was. And also thinking about it now, not only could they have done more when you walk up that hill, but also after that first part when you walk through those guys with the chainsaws, that little part by Whoville, they could have done a lot more because when we walked through, there were only 2 purgers there.
Yeah, honestly, I will tell you that one purger that ran down the hall and jumped 20 feet, that was freaking cool.
That one that jumped out the side though, that one scared the hell out of me. I almost fell on my ass.
Essentially though, it's the terror tram, so it's not like the haunted attractions that you go to, the mazes, there's going to be more effort put into the houses, but with the Purge being fans wanting it, I felt like they could have done way more. I felt like they should have done more with it. But I will say I really liked how live actors were getting purged. You felt at certain points okay, this is actually the Purge. People were getting purged, and it was cool. You had people running back and forth that were just normal people, and then the people that weren't purging, and then you had people that were purging, and it was just kind of cool. So
to break off from the not so serious part about the terror tram, I think the scariest part for me was when I got a chainsaw to the dick. I ran right into one of the guys, and he started up the chainsaw right near it, and I felt the warm air from the chainsaw right in the penis region. It felt the draft, yeah.
I think
pretty scary.
I think the scariest part for me on the terror tram was definitely after going up through those chainsaw guys. That first scare where that guy hopped out from the side, that scared the crap out of me because I wasn't expecting it. Because I didn't see anything.
You got real low on that.
Yeah.
No, but for real, dude, the scariest part of the terror tram was when they told me that Supercharged wasn't open.
Yeah, there was really no scary part for me either. Just Supercharged. Oh, Supercharged.
So Thrill Seeker, what do you want to do next? Which one do you
Let's
want to
talk
talk about?
about Halloween since we're in the upper lot.
Oh, Halloween. Oh, that maze was, dang.
Who
Yeah.
wants to go first?
I could go first.
Aye.
Um, so Halloween, that was a good maze. I mean, I'm gonna start off with the set designs. The set designs were really good. You could definitely tell that they look like the sets from the movie. The scares were really good. There could have been a couple more scares. The But the scares were really good. The costumes too, because I actually paid attention to those in that maze just to see if they actually looked right, and they did, to me at least. Being a big fan of the Halloween movies, that maze was killer. That maze was great, and it was actually a pretty damn scary maze. So I liked it a lot.
Cool.
Who wants to go next?
I guess I can go.
Aye.
First off, I want to say Halloween's house of the year for me. I think this is the one of my favorite houses I've ever been into out of the years I've been attending. I didn't get to experience the 2009 version, so I can't really ultimately compare and contrast the two different ones. But I will tell you, going through Michael Myers this year was absolutely awesome. The facade was awesome. I loved seeing the facade up in the window. You have young Michael Myers killing his sister, just like in the movie, and it was super cool to see that. Going through the Myers facade, and then you see young Michael up on the stairs, just like the movie, and it was so cool to see that. And then just seeing how Michael Myers was literally so condensed into you. He was like literally right there everywhere you looked, and it was so cool. I think the ending scene was one of the coolest ending scenes I've seen at Halloween Horror Nights, at least for me, because I have not been going for since the start of it. So I think this was one of the cooler endings I've seen in the house. I really liked the hedge scene. I think the hedge maze scene was freaking awesome. It was just Michael Myers everywhere. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I think the scares were there. I think when you go to Scare LA and see this house announced the Scare LA, Murdy was telling us, like this is going to be paying attention to the masks, and the masks are just so, identical to the movie. It was awesome, so it was really good. This is definitely House of the Year for me.
I guess I'll go next. What I initially thought going into Halloween was that it was gonna be a rehash of Orlando from last year, but boy was I surprised. Just from the sheer amount of unpredictable scares from the maze. Now at Horror Nights, like they have certain gags they use that you can kind of understand, like where they're coming from. Like they have that thing where if you look, they have like the guy standing behind a panel that's kind of like see-through, and you think, oh, he's gonna open it up and pop out at you. But no, they did that with the ghost Michael Myers. They had like the statue of him in there, and then he came out from the side, and that actually really got me really good. And Silver Shamrock definitely has got to be a plus of the maze. They
Yeah.
had one part where they were playing the opening part to Silver Shamrock, and the end scene was honestly something super creepy because of all the strobe lights. I didn't understand, like I couldn't tell which one was which and which one was coming at me and which one wasn't because of all the strobe lights, and it was something that was really trippy and was really fun. So
They
yeah,
actually did a lot of those this year in a lot of different mazes.
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, who's going up next?
Alright, so
Those-
Halloween, basically what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be, in a way, kind of the same thing as the house in 2009, but it actually really wasn't. I actually kind of do prefer the house in 2009 because the house in 2009 actually felt more like the movie. And while this one was a good house, it actually really did not feel like the movie that much. And that was basically due to the fact of like the way that the maze was laid out, because you guys know the Parisian courtyard is a very small venue. And then like the way some of the scenes were like actually like presented looked kind of weird. Like that scene where he kills like Bob and he just like stabs him and like stares at him. Like he's like literally across from it in the maze. And in 2009 he would like stab him and like stare at him and like look and like come back and scare you, and it was exactly how it looked like in the movie. And it actually didn't like look as much as it did in the movie this year. But it wasn't a bad maze. Like if you take a look at the scares and the set design, and like how much work you can actually tell that Murdy put into this maze. It was actually a pretty good maze. But I wouldn't give it Maze of the Year just because it did not feel like 2009, like I said, and it really did not feel like the movie. But I actually did dig it though. So
Yeah. Again, like, you went through the 2009, so you can really compare and contrast the differences between, the 2009 and this year. So ultimately, you can be the judge to say that. But for a person that has not experienced the original Halloween maze in 2009, I would say this is definitely House of the Year, for me at least.
I mean, a lot of the scenes in that maze were amazing. They were really put well together. You could tell that a lot of those scenes they were trying to make it look like scenes from the movie, like that one scene where he was strangling that girl on the bed.
Yeah.
That scene was really cool actually. And then like you said, Tristan, the end, where it was a whole bunch of those Michael Myers. That scene was a great scene because you didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, definitely one of the cooler endings that I've seen in a house, for
I
sure.
want to, after like hearing you guys talk, kind of want to pitch in a little bit more.
Yeah.
I completely agree about the whole Bob part because one of my favorite scenes is it really shows the character well of Michael Myers, that he's kind of a little kid.
Right.
He's kind of still amazed by things and he's psychotic at the same time. So in the movie where he stabs the guy and then just like tilts his head and looks in wonder was something that was like, it's like what Peter Jackson says with Kong. Kong like is very emotionful, like full of emotion, but it only really shows it in its expressions.
Right.
And that's exactly how I feel about Michael Myers. So it was a great maze. It had a lot of really good scares. I'm really excited to go back on Friday and check it out.
Yeah.
I felt like on Friday I'm definitely trying to make sure that I try to get away from all the crowds because they seemed to be overstuffing them for Halloween. Because I kind of felt like it was overstuffed. But the last scene, one of the last scenes when Dr. Loomis was shooting him, I thought was a pretty great scene, even though it was kind of awkward because Michael Myers didn't really go anywhere. He just kind of stood there. But anyway, yeah, it was a great maze, and I think it's my number 2.
I think that scene was really cool, and I liked how sometimes the actor playing Michael Myers would try to attack the guests, and when he got shot, it made it feel like he was actually getting shot, and it was kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely, that was one of the best scenes in the maze. I don't remember that being in 2009's maze, so like that scene and the very last scene at the end were like amazing, and that made the maze for me. So Halloween is like in my number 2 for this year. So.
Yeah, no, definitely House Theater for me. So if I had to rank, this is his number 1 for sure.
Let's save that till the end.
All right, so what maze you guys want to talk about next? This is the end?
It surely is the end. Let's talk about it.
Oh, God.
All right, I'll start. This is the end.
All right, welcome to heaven, motherfucker.
This is the end was to me, it was a good maze. I mean, it wasn't a scary maze, but it was a funny good maze. It was really put together well. The 3D, because it's a 3D maze this year, the 3D was really trippy. They had a lot of great lines and scenes from the movie. The last one when you go to heaven, and spoiler alert, you go to heaven and he goes welcome and welcome to heaven, motherfuckers. That part was great. They could have unblurred all the cussing, but other than that, that maze was probably like my top 3 or 4.
Cool.
All right, wants to go next?
I'll go later. I'll let other people go. Let's hear Clarence's opinion.
I thought the maze was pretty good, actually. I thought it was funny. I didn't really get scared. Actually, there was one point where I kind of got scared. Where like there's a giant dude behind me because I didn't see it coming for some reason. But that's pretty much it. It was like my favorite parts were like Channing Tatum and Welcome to Heaven, motherfuckers.
Yes.
And what's crazy is today is actually supposed to be a rapture event. I don't know how that's true. Some weird people on the internet. It's like 2012, September 23.
Oh, God.
No, I'm serious. Like, it's kind of. I just went online today and it's like it says Doomsdayers said today was supposed to be the end of the world.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah, we're
stupid.
not getting into heaven.
Yeah, it's so stupid, but
None of us are. I
but
guess
yeah.
I'll go next. Um,
Sure.
This Is the End has been one of my like one of my new favorite modern comedies, and Maze on itself being based on This Is the End is pretty good, but the scares are completely lacking. Um, the everything from the opening is not scary, but once you go to the hell areas and there's the demons, I mean, I got scared a little bit, but overall there was not many scares in Maze. But the fact that they had so many of my favorite aspects of the movie, like I really thought the rapture scene was done as well as they possibly could do it, and the fact that they had all the lines from the movie was something that was really fun to see, being such a big fan. And it's definitely not one of the best mazes, but it's one of the best 3D mazes, and I think it's a lot better than Clowns.
Yeah. All right, I'll go on my take. First off, I really liked the facade. I thought the facade was actually really cool. I liked how they moved the facade to a new not really a new location, but the opposite side, so it's on the Transformers side instead of the Mummy side. I really liked that. I really like James Franco's facade, but going through the actual house, I gone opening night and I went Saturday, so I went opening weekend, and I got to experience this house 3 times now. And honestly, the first time was good, the second time was okay, and the third time I'm not a fan of it. I guess it's just more and more you go through the houses, you really can tell if the house is going to be good or what. And I'm not a fan of it at all. I feel like if you've never seen the movie or to not like the movie, you're not going to like this house because literally this maze is literally just the audio from the movie played throughout this house. I was kind of disappointed in it. I felt like the scares aren't there. The 3D was okay, um, but overall, I felt like the scares are literally the exact same every room you go into with the 3D like demon looking thing. I also did not like how they reused Black Sabbath demons in this house. I understand they reused props, but there's nothing you can do about it. Um, but overall, me being a fan of the movie, I felt like there was some really funny things, and I did laugh at this. The Channing Tate-Yum scene was really hilarious. It was super funny. We had the whole HHN squad laughing at that. Um, so overall, if you're a fan of the movie, you're gonna maybe appreciate this a little bit more. But if you've never seen the movie or weren't a fan of the movie, you're not gonna like this house because it's literally just the audio from the movie played throughout this house. So
Channing
definitely one of the
Tatum.
weaker houses for sure.
Yeah, so alright, for This Is the End, the facade, it was actually pretty cool. I was kind of worried it was gonna look kind of cheesy, but it actually looks pretty cool. I like that they have Michael Cera up there, and he was playing like the line, like, "Who took my fucking cell phone?" That was
Yeah.
that was pretty hilarious.
everybody.
After all the coke I've wasted on you people. So yeah, that was pretty cool to see. But then like once you step inside the house, it actually looks nothing like the movie actually does look. But the thing that they do very well is capture like the essence of the movie. It's actually like a very funny house to go through. They have like some very funny scenes in there. But like how you guys have been mentioning, the scares are really not there. And then some of the rooms actually do feel very messy and they feel very repetitive. Like why the hell is there like a TV just in the random corner, like displaying like the characters just talking about her and stuff? There was some really cool moments in the house though. Like I liked looking at Emma Watson and like the rapture scene. I thought they pulled that off really
So do
well.
I.
But overall, it was like yeah, one of the weaker mazes of the event. It wasn't like really scary, and like some of the rooms did look kind of messy. Some of the demons look really cheesy and stuff too, and it really
Yeah.
did not
Like
look nothing like the film. So
the animatronic demons, I was not a really fan of. The ones that
yeah,
just
they look
pop
really
out.
cheesy.
Yeah. And honestly, when going through it, at least opening night, if you really got like a smell of the maze, it smelled like paint. Like you could tell they were pushing it very quickly to get this out.
I
Yeah,
And
mean,
it was
I
very
think that
last minute.
yeah, I think that's why I really wasn't a fan of it. And honestly, it was nothing that I was expecting at all. I was not expecting any of the scenes like that. I was picturing it something completely different. And I don't know, I just really was not a fan of it going through it multiple times. I think the first time was really cool because, it was the first time experiencing it. Um, but the second time and third time, just getting weaker and weaker. And as you guys go Friday or multiple other nights, you guys will tell it just gets weaker and weaker. So that's kind of, I guess, my own opinion on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I get what you mean.
I mean,
I want to add one little thing though
Sure.
about the whole cannibal scene because that was one of my favorite scenes in the maze.
Oh yeah.
The actors, I think, were really passionate on that part because
Can you
when
take one?
when Fearing HHN walked through, he was taunting the scare actor, and the scare actor did something that was very funny.
oh yeah,
And
definitely. It was great. It was my favorite thing of the night. That was my most favorite thing of the night that happened.
Literally started dry humping the air, dude, and jerking off.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
he
awesome.
started jerking it to me, dude. I was like, what the hell?
It was hilarious.
I know
No,
it's
I
the
got that
best.
in video, dude. I put it in my video. I started laughing.
Yes, dude. Yes. Yes.
Yum.
No, I mean, I do understand. You know, like, yeah. The maze was. I think the maze was supposed to be a funny maze, but it was also supposed to be a scary maze, and the scares weren't there. So I wasn't expecting it to be scary at all. The main reason why I was enjoying, well, I wanted to go through it was because I liked the movie, and I wanted to go through the maze because I wanted to see if the funny factor was there, and it really was.
I
And
didn't really see the funny aspect. The only really funny aspect I saw was just the Channing Tatum scene. Like the rest was just trying to be scary. I felt like the rest they were trying to be scary. It just didn't work.
yeah,
I think only when they're playing the audio from the movie, it's only funny if you saw the movie.
yeah,
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. If you've never seen the movie or weren't a fan of the movie, you're not even gonna appreciate it. You're gonna be like, what does this even mean? You know, like it doesn't have any value. So it's like if you see the movie, you're gonna be like, oh, that's the scene from that movie, and that's funny. And that's the issue I have sometimes with intellectual property houses. It's like if you've never seen it or don't know what it is, you're not gonna really appreciate it.
With the maze though, I think if you're with friends, it's a lot more fun.
Oh yeah, the HHN squad, you guys gotta go.
definitely.
Because all we were doing through the whole maze, like
Screaming
I
random
got
shit.
video of us. It was just like us screaming quotes from the movie.
Emma Watson stole all my shit.
Fuck
Yeah.
you, McBride.
The
Yeah,
power of Christ compels you. Or
doesn't
does
sound
it
very
really?
good.
Does it really compel me?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that scene, I thought that scene was actually very well done. I think they
It
did really
was.
good on that scene. Again, it's literally just the audio throughout the maze, so didn't really feel like it was acted out. I felt like they were trying to act it out with the audio, so it didn't really blend well at certain points. I don't know if you guys really paid
I
The
thought
person who did do really well though was
the
the
Jay
Welcome to
Baruchel guy.
Heaven motherfuckers. He lip synced it amazingly well.
right.
The Jay Baruchel guy, I was looking at him. Yeah, I was supposed to be playing him, and when he was doing the possessed scene, he was doing it really well.
Oh, he
But
did very good.
I guess you're with the emotions. There wasn't enough like physical acting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, what can you expect though? If you're using the audio from the movie, it's not going to be like perfect every time, and that actor's doing it literally every 10 seconds, 100 and something times a night. Yeah, I don't blame the guy.
yeah.
But I did like how it was a distraction when you enter that room, and then to the right you had the demon come at you and try to scare you. But again, it just didn't feel like the scares were there at all. Just
I
kind
agree.
of felt, yeah. So
I-
again, that's kind of just all of our opinions. So
All right.
moving on to the next.
Next.
Alright, so let's just move on to The Walking Dead, Wolf's Not Far.
Oh
The longest
God,
maze ever.
All right.
you want to start off, Jose?
What?
You want to start off?
Alright, I'll go first.
Alright.
So, Walking Dead, is the longest maze ever for Horror Nights. Fourth year coming back. The facade looks really, really good. The Terminus facade, it actually looks better than the prison. And like when you look at it at night, with like the lighting and the fog, that looks really, really nice. And like inside the maze, there's a lot of detail inside the maze. You can tell that they actually did try and they put a lot of detail. But like the time we went through it, my major complaint was like I felt like the scare actors weren't too into it. But the time we walked in through it, I felt like they were just kind of just like strolling around. But you can tell that there was some really cool scares in there. And like I want to go back and see it again. And like at a point where the scare actors they're more comfortable in the roles and stuff, and they're more into it. And so I feel like it could be a really scary house, and I really like the detail. I was kind of afraid that since it was the longest maze ever, we were going to see a lot of black walls. But we actually didn't. We saw a lot more detail than we were hoping for. And it looks really cool to look at. But the scares from the scare, and like the energy from the scare actors, I just didn't feel it when we walked in through it. And overall, it was good, but it wasn't the best Walking Dead maze in my opinion.
Yeah. For me, like you said, the longest maze ever. I mean, I was expecting it to be, like you said, a lot of black walls. It wasn't. The scares. If any of you guys have saw my or seen my maze walkthrough video, the scares. I mean, they weren't there at the beginning of the maze. Towards the end of the maze, they started showing up a little bit more, but it wasn't that great, especially throughout the past years of The Walking Dead, returning again. I was expecting more, and a lot of the scare actors in that maze, they just didn't really seem like they were into it. They didn't really seem that passionate about that maze. They didn't really seem into character. So to me,
Right.
that was a big downer. So I mean, that maze definitely was not a favorite of mine. So
Yeah, so I'll go with Walking Dead. I honestly have to tell you, opening night was not a good run. Saturday night, I think this was one of the better houses. Right now, I would rank this probably my top third house. I think this was absolutely well done. I think if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, you're going to appreciate this house even way more than a person like myself that's not a fan. But overall, I really thought the second night they increased it so much, and I felt like the scares were there. I felt like the scenes and the sets. I felt like it was just like the whole season. And I'd never seen the show. I mean, to be honest, I never watched the show. So when I go and did kind of a research about the past season, basically the whole season, you really don't know what the heck's going on, anyways. So I felt like you got that same vibe throughout this maze. It's like you really don't know what the heck's going on. You have walkers coming from everywhere. Again, somebody that's a fan of the show is going to appreciate a lot of the scenes they put on. But overall, I definitely think this is one of the best Walking Dead houses they've done. I still think 2012's was the best, but this beat 2013 and 2014. Also, you can tell this is the longest house ever constructed. You also can tell that it's the longest and biggest Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood maze ever, and it was absolutely awesome. I love the Terminus facade, and I loved how you enter through the Terminus, and just like in the beginning of season 5, you have people getting their throats slit. And going through it on early entry on Saturday, that room's actually lit up, so you actually can see what's going on. And it was so cool to see it during like actual light was in there compared to opening night. So I feel like Saturday's night was a great walkthrough, and I think it was a really good house for sure.
Alright, I'll go next.
Sure.
So, I think me and Jose are the only ones that are actually currently still watching the show. Is that right? Or is there anyone else?
I mean, I'm still watching the show like a tiny bit. I'm more into Fear the Walking Dead now, but
Alright. But, me being a fan of the show, one of the scenes I really, really wanted to see was the throat sitting scene. And it was there. It was a super intense scene in the show. If you don't know, Terminus is basically a camp full of cannibals. And I thought this maze really showed the cannibals quite well. I'm glad to see some people in a Walking Dead maze, and because we've never really seen people before. And the throat sitting scene was something very disgusting, and it was a great scene in the maze. Now, overall, I wasn't the biggest fan of the maze, but I can't really judge that much because I only went opening night. I felt like some of the rooms were really, really dark, and they could have been lit up a little bit more. Like you said, they said it was a lot more lit up on Saturday. But overall, I thought it was good. They had some really good rotting meat scents going through the maze, and the fact that they had the wolves truck filled with the walkers was actually a pretty good scare in the maze. You could definitely tell it's one of the longer mazes, but I can't wait to check it again on Friday. And it's not my top 3. It's more around my not top 3, but one of my top maybe. It's still not the last one.
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody can stand to this. The more you go to the event, you really can tell which house is going to be your favorite. So it's kind of hard right now to say this is my favorite house. But for me so far, because I went opening weekend, literally Friday and Saturday, I've done the houses 3 times each. That's 3 different experiences. I honestly can say right now that Walking Dead is definitely my top 3 right now. I really like this house. I think there's a lot of great things throughout this house. So, who hasn't done their opinion yet?
Clarence.
Hey, give us your opinion, bro.
I only got to see it once, so I'm not sure like how to rate it yet. But like for my first time going in, I didn't really enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
But from what I hear from Saturday, I heard it was really good.
No, it was really good. That's all you got to say about it, or what? Okay, I guess so.
All
What
right.
maze next?
Insidious. Return to
Oh God, Insidious. All right, I can start off with Insidious because that's my #1 favorite maze of the year so far.
Okay.
Insidious was the scariest maze I've ever been through throughout the past years at Halloween Horror Nights, and that maze was terrifying. It takes you through all 3 movies, the first one, second one, and the third one. It shows a lot of scenes, and it pits you into the movie basically. And the scare actors were on point in that. They were definitely on point in that maze. There was a lot of mind games being played. There were a couple props there that were there were a couple props in there that were insane. The sets were amazing. The costumes were insane, and just I was being scared left and right the whole entire maze. There were a lot of parts when I jumped. There was a scene in there, or there was a setting in there where it was like the end of the Halloween maze, but there were no strobe effects. It was just a dark place with a bunch of costumes in there, and that one got me the most. I almost cried when I was walking out of that maze. It was that terrifying. So that maze was definitely my #1 maze this year, as of right now, until I go back and start going through all the mazes again for the scaring factor.
Yeah. Cool. Who's going next?
Who's next?
Who's Mike's farting? It's Jose.
All right, so I'm going next.
I'll go
Sure.
next.
All
Okay.
right.
It's my number
So,
one.
Insidious. Oh my god. I'm not a fan of the movies. I wasn't a fan of the 2013 maze. But the thing is that this maze, I swear to God, was probably one of the scariest experiences I've ever done at HHN in my entire life. The scares are very different from a typical HHN house. They're not your usual HHN pop out of a blue hole scares. You can tell they really try to do something special with this maze. Some of the effects in this maze were really awesome to look at, especially that one hallway that just switches into candles all of a sudden. Like I remember when we were walking through, me and Rudy, we were just like so freaking terrified when we saw that scene, dude. I mean, you just have the scare right after. It was like really one of the scariest experiences this year, and
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see it again.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was freaking terrified in this maze. I remember freaking Tristan just coming back.
Yeah, I
can't
remember.
take this.
I remember walking out. I actually have footage of it. I'm gonna put it in my vlog when I post it. But I was walking out with Tristan. I was like, Tristan, how do you feel about this maze? And you were just so speechless. You were like, we were both just terrified.
Dude, well, I'll go next. How about that? Wait, are you done, Jose, with your thing? Or?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Honestly, guys, this is probably the most scary house I'll ever go into. 2013 has absolutely terrified me, and then when I heard it was coming back, I was like, no, because I was so scared of it, and it did not disappoint. I think this is the only house that I'm actually legitimately scared to go into. And it does not matter if I've done this house 3 times or 4 million times, it scares me every single time. And I don't know why, it just does. And if you guys know Aaron from HNU, he made a funny joke. He was like, I heard people screaming, and I thought it was part of the audio of the maze, but realized it was Tristan screaming throughout. And it was just super funny. It was just absolutely terrifying. I felt like the effects were awesome. I liked the man who couldn't breathe. He was in the house. I really liked that. I liked the red demon. He was in your face. He was, closer than ever before. It was super awesome. I felt like, again, that hallway that Thrill Seeker brought up with the candles. You'd be walking, and then all of a sudden it just turns into the candles, and it was just absolutely crazy. Dude, wait, go back in Predator Vision. Jose, you were going through all the cycles and stuff, and you look like Predator Vision right there. But yeah, no, overall, it was just absolutely scary. the reason why this is not number one is because I got to experience it in 2013, and I felt like some of the scenes were very similar, but then again, it was completely different. I really liked how you got to see all three of the films, which was really awesome. So again, Insidious is absolutely crazy. Crazy house.
I guess I'll go next because it's my number one. Now I didn't get to go into 2013's, which is very sad, but this maze was, I think the funny part about this maze is the part that we got really, really freaked out was the part where they didn't show anything. It's the closet with all the clothes in it. That part, like, I remember we're all just like freaking out running through that one part, and it's funny because there was nothing in that except for hanging like ghosts. But the maze, in my opinion, I thought it could have been darker, but it was definitely had some scares. I didn't think the red demon was as scary as the bride in black, in my opinion. But they did have that one, like, I don't know if it's a ghost or a demon or not, but that one girl with the white face paint come out and scream at you.
Oh,
And that part definitely freaked me out. Now, the maze is, I like the part where I've been watching videos of 2013 just to try to compare them, and one of my favorite parts was they had the guys from the original movies, the guys that are the comic relief standing on the outside.
Chuck? Yeah.
Yeah, I really wish they were there, but otherwise
They
I
are
thought
there
it was
this
a pretty
year.
great maze. And the last scare had me ducking and turning out of there real quick.
They actually were there, but you know, we did front of the
Front
line.
of the line, so we didn't see.
Shh, be quiet.
But yeah, no, you know, that was there. So we did front of the line, so we didn't get to see them over in that
They
area.
were there? Huh.
Yeah, they were there. They're in the line queue to keep the people waiting in line like active and stuff like that. So we didn't get to see them because we did front of the line, but
I hope I get to see them on Friday.
yeah, you'll be able to see them Friday.
Alright.
Cool.
Did
So
Clarence give his yet?
I don't think so. No,
Clarence?
I think he died.
I think his sister murdered him.
What is this? What is this? All right. Well, if he doesn't answer in 3, 2, 1, he likes. What does he like?
Baby dicks.
Oh my god. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. Looks like he does, man. All right. Moving on, Jose. Let's go.
Alright, so we make our way over to the back lot, and we have AVP returning from last year.
Oh
Who wants
god.
to go first?
I'll go first.
Alright.
I'm going first.
Sure, go for it.
So they changed up colors. That was it. And I think one time I noticed that it turned to the left instead of the right or something. But overall, it's pretty much the same as last year. The best part was the queen. Not enough predators in the maze. The xenomorphs looked pretty cool. That's all I gotta say. Drops mic, walks out.
Yeah. It's funny because what HHNInfo was bringing up, it makes sense, like, completely. The only thing that changed in this maze was the promotion photo and the merchandise. That's the only thing that changed for AVP. The maze is copy and paste from 2014, and this is why it's the lowest. Because I wasn't a big fan of it in 2014. I didn't feel like it was scary at all. But I felt like the sets were awesome. I think this was one of the more impressive sets, and that Alien Queen was the most impressive thing Horror Nights has ever done. But to see it come back, I really would have liked to see something different. Now, opening night, there was some big changes from Saturday night, and you may be wondering what those changes. It was super foggy. Like, literally, they pumped that thing up with fog throughout the whole maze. So it was actually pretty cool to see, like, the xenomorphs coming out of the fog and stuff like that. It was actually pretty cool. But that's pretty much it. That's the only difference that they added. All the scares are the same. The predators, you need more predators for sure. You absolutely need more predators in that house. Especially if you're going to call it EVP. You can't have one predator in the maze. So you're going to need more. But again, AVP is definitely my lowest ranked house because I've already seen it, and I don't know, it's not changed at all. It's literally copy and paste, so I was very disappointed in that.
Before anyone else starts talking, the hate comments are real right now.
Are they?
Yeah, if you look at the chat, especially on Jose.
What they say?
I think, should I read them?
Yeah, read them. Let's see.
This is fucking ridiculous. Only 4 people. Where's the porn? Jose, you look gay. Foo, I got a big black dick. Too big. Sometimes I throw my legs back and my back, and I make my poop go in and out. Don't know how that works. And pretend it's a big black cock. Jose, you sound gay. Foo, I'm
Okay,
horny
what's
as
going
fuck.
on here?
And then I said Jesus Christ, and then he said my dick is ridiculously big, and he said me and Jose fucked. Cute ass Jose, his chubby cheeks. Christ. And then, oh my god.
What happened?
All right. Anyways, let's go, man. Let's do this.
Wait, what maze are we on?
AVP.
We just went, oh yeah, AVP.
AVP. Yeah.
Okay. AVP was the same to me as last year. I don't really have anything to say about it because, I mean, to me it was just about the same. I mean, there were a couple more props in, but other than that, it was the same as last year, so it wasn't that good.
Right.
So Clarence is dead. Should
Alright,
someone call it 9/16, September 23rd, 2015?
Did he get raptured?
No, it's too bad.
Oh wait, we still here? Oh shit.
Is he here?
Alright, so anyway, AVP. So AVP for me, I wasn't a big fan of it last year because it was really cool to look at. But I go to HHN for the scares, and it wasn't really there. I didn't really feel scared in AVP. This year is exactly the same thing. I like the Alien Queen, but throughout the entire maze, I just felt really, really bored, and I wanted to get out of there as fast as possible. I'm probably not going to see it again anytime I go back, but it's my lowest maze this year. But it's cool for people that didn't experience it that get to experience it this year. But overall, I'm not a fan of it, so.
By the
No,
way, sorry my review is really short. My parents were trying to bother me, so.
No, you're good, but Jose, you made a valid point though. Like, if you haven't seen AVP, you're actually probably gonna like this house.
Yeah.
But for people that have seen it, yeah, it's not really anything spectacular.
They did change the colors though on the Dead Predator thing. I think it was like green last year, or maybe I'm wrong.
It was green this year.
What? It was red last year then.
They followed the green blood from the Predator.
No, like the background, and there was like more skulls on the background. I think.
Yeah, they had the alien skull.
They added some new props.
I think that was it. I didn't remember the laser from last year, but maybe
Oh, that was there. Trust me.
It was okay, good, because I don't remember it.
We have one more maze, right? The Crimson Peak one, right?
Yeah, I think we should review Jabberwockies too.
Oh god, yes, because we're the only two that went there.
Yeah.
Alright, Crimson Peak. I'll start off with Crimson Peak because that maze is my second favorite.
Ooh, alright.
Crimson Peak was a really good maze. I mean, of course the movie hasn't come out yet, so you can't really say, oh, it was like the movie. It was basically like a trailer for the movie, though.
Yeah.
Of course, they make it seem like you're walking through the scenes, even though you haven't seen the movie yet. There's a lot of mind games being played with your head throughout that maze, like it was for me. There were a lot of good scares in there. A lot of good scares that got me. The scenes, and the costumes in that maze is why I'm picking that maze as my second favorite this year, and also because of the scares. So, I mean, that's all I really have to say about that maze. It was a great maze. The scenes were amazing. The scares were on point that night. So, yeah.
I guess I'll go.
Sure.
Something that Gage didn't say was the sets. No offense to you, Ming, but it was like one of the best parts in my opinion. The scares were there. One of the characters resembled the Bride in Black a little too much in my opinion, but otherwise it was a great maze. They had one scare actor, which I don't know if you saw more of on Saturday, but when we went on Friday, it was this guy with really long fingers, and it was super creepy, and I just saw him like peek up behind the wall. So I really wish I got to see him. Maybe I'll get to see him this Friday. But otherwise, the maze is beautiful. The clay room, which I think that's what the room's called,
Yeah.
was exquisite. It was one of the prettier mazes. There was 2 facades in one, which I really like it when they do that. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Crimson Peak is my second favorite maze. It was not even really the fact of the scares. I think this is just more of the more impressive sets. This is probably the coolest. This is probably as close as Hollywood will get to Orlando. um, the sets were just absolutely awesome. I really liked the facade. I liked the audio. I felt like the audio was really creepy. I liked the characters. I felt like the characters were creepy. The only disappointment with this house was the transition scenes. I felt like the transition scenes were really bad. I just didn't feel like they were effective. You would literally go from this beautiful, beautiful set, and then you go through a black hall, and then you go to this set. You just rinse and repeat pretty much. So I was really disappointed in transitions, but overall, the transitions shouldn't really affect the house. But I mean, if you're critiquing everything, I mean, transitions are pretty bad. The characters were absolutely awesome. I felt like it had like a mix of La Llorona and the Bride in Black from Insidious. I felt like the characters had that same vibe.
I'm not the only one.
I loved the ending with the big puppet.
Hell yeah.
That was super awesome. And I don't know, I just felt like it had that vibe of La Llorona, which was one of my favorite houses of all time at Halloween Horror Nights. So I just had that vibe, and it was really awesome house. The scares were there. It was just really good. So yeah, I would give this my second favorite house.
Alright, so for
Alright.
Crimson Peak, guys, Crimson Peak, it was my most anticipated maze this year for HHN, and I really liked the way that Murdy actually knew how to capture the essence of a Del Toro film, because, if you've seen a Guillermo Del Toro film before, he has a very particular style, and it's like his cinematography and like the lighting he uses, and it's all like very like artistic and stuff, and he was like was able to translate that into a maze very well, like the sets look grand and stuff. But then the thing was like the black wall transitions, as you guys were saying. It's like one of the things that kind of turned me off about the maze. I freaking hate black walls, and like the thing that sucked is like you're going from this big epic scene to like these black hallway transitions, which looks really lame. But
Yeah.
overall, it was pretty cool to see the sets, and then the scares were just kind of there. They weren't like really anything special.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
it was
mean,
a good house. It's like
What?
top 3. So
Yeah, no, I agree with the scares. It was like, okay, the scares are there, and if they get you, they get you. It wasn't really like, okay, those are scares they actually put time and effort in. Like, I mean, they take time and effort in all their scares, but I'm just saying, like, you can tell the difference from, like, Insidious, for example, to here. Like, the scares were just kind of like every average Horror Nights maze for the scares, but the set quality and the set build was just absolutely amazing. And the amount of detail, like, it was so awesome. And what I like about this, it's gothic romance, and I really like that. A lot of classic horror film are gothic romances, so it was really cool that it's kind of going back to the traditional roots of the Bride of Frankenstein and stuff like that. That was really cool. Dracula taking that like style, and I felt like it was that type of style. It was really cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
So. Definitely Crimson Peak was an awesome house, and I recommend it for sure.
Jabberwockies, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you guys went, but me and Fearing HHN went.
Nope,
And-
I didn't do Jabberwockies, so I can't say my review yet.
Dude, oh my god, Jabberwockies.
Jabberwockies was something that shouldn't be at HHN, but something that is very good if you're a fan of anything cool looking. The show was, I mean, there was not a lot of parts that blew me away, but the whole show was just very like a great way to end a night. It was very like keeping you hyped up. The theme of it was nothing horror related at all. It was about like one of the Jabberwockies falling asleep or something and having like dreams.
Yeah.
But they definitely troll you. Don't sit in the middle if you want to hit that whip. But
And that nay.
But it was a great show, and it's something that I wish Bill and Ted was here. But I mean, it was pretty cool.
Being a dancer, like, this is kind of weird, but like, I used to do like hip hop dancing and stuff, and I still do at times. Just like skirt around. Yeah.
Oh,
What?
Penis.
what the heck?
Oh Lord.
I'm reading the chat and I'm hearing you guys say all these things. It is the creepiest thing I've ever done in my entire life right now.
And that guy, Damien Davila,
Dude,
Jose,
there's
do you know him?
I know him.
Is he like? He's salty right now.
He's salty all the time, dude.
Gosh dang it, man.
Alright, so you guys want to rank everything?
Alright, let's talk about the scare zones then.
Oh yeah, scare zones. Holy shit.
Alright, so
Yeah.
let's start off with exterminators. And
Alright, go. You want to go first?
yeah, alright, so exterminators it was the opening ceremony this year. We actually saw the opening ceremony this year, which is actually pretty cool. It kind of feels the way kind of toned down from the atmosphere of the previous scare zones that we've seen in the previous years. It doesn't feel as chaotic as the scare zones I felt before, like the Purge or like clowns and stuff. But it wasn't a bad scare zone at all. It was actually pretty cool. Some of the masks and some of the costumes were pretty cool. But like my main complaint about this scare zone was that like most of the scare actors were like either hanging out way in the back by the flame towers, like all the way in the front of the entrance of the park. Like there wasn't a lot of people roaming around towards the middle. It kind of felt dead in that area. But overall, it was a pretty good scare zone. I liked it.
Yeah, I must say I think this is one of my favorite opening scare zones. I just really like the concept. I was very skeptical at first because the idea of it with like bugs with chainsaws, I was kind of like, what the heck? But actually seeing it in person, it was really awesome. I liked the audio through it. I liked how they changed the flaming torches a little bit due to construction of the old House of Horrors venue. Rest in peace, House of Horrors. But
Check out my video.
yeah, literally. But they had to push the towers back, and I really like how they changed the towers. I like how they added the props. The opening ceremony and the scare zone in general, I'm missing the ringmaster. That's something I always like watching, and obviously we know the reason why we don't have that this year, but there's nothing you can do about it. But overall, I think the opening ceremony, the characters, the costumes, I think it was absolutely awesome. And I liked how they used unique characters spraying water on you as like a pesticide, pretty much, which I really freaking liked. I thought that was really unique and cool. I've never seen that done. I mean, they had that in La Llorona scares.
Oh
Like,
Lord.
they had like spraying water, so we haven't really had that effect play back. I also liked how they brought stilt walkers back in that scare zone, which was really cool. So overall, I think there was a lot of effective stuff in the scare zone, and definitely my favorite scare zone of the night for sure.
I guess I'll go. When I was talking about this with Jose in one of my podcasts, I was saying that I think of it of Ninja Turtles, but dark. And I'm kind of right about that. I mean, it was definitely a really good scare zone, but overall, I thought the actors were really, really good. They definitely, when I think of bugs, I
My
definitely think
parents, I swear to God.
of that really creepy, like high-pitched laugh. You know what I'm talking about? Like a kind of, yeah, well, they definitely did that. I saw a couple scare actors that were doing it, and it was a great. I definitely think, like you said, like the main guy could definitely have been that rat on stilts.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Because that's what I thought. I thought the rat was like the king or some shit. But it was a great scare zone, and I think scare zones is how the creativity of Horror Nights can really show pretty well because they don't have to do IPs or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can do original or IP choices for sure. And I felt like the scare zone was awesome. And to be honest, this would be something that I would really honestly like to be expanded over the years of Horror Nights. I would like to see this come back. To be honest, I would really like it to be maybe an expansion on Maze or something like that. I know it's kind of crazy to say, but I think it would be an actual cool original concept house. Seeing
Oh yeah.
seeing how a lot of scare zones can transform into houses, like scare zone we'll get into it a little bit later, but it would be awesome to see some of these scare zones turn into houses, and then some of these houses turn into scare zones. I think that would be an awesome twist
to see some of the houses that we see turn into scare zones and scare zones turn into houses. So that'd be awesome, and hopefully they do that maybe next year or a couple years from now would be really cool.
Speaking of that, I think if they have to keep Walking Dead, just make it a scare zone. Don't make it a house anymore. Just make it a scare zone.
Well,
Yeah.
my worry is I was always saying with Hollywood they've never done the whole park as scare zones of Walking Dead. We've never done that. Where Orlando has done that, and it didn't do well in Orlando. But I feel like Walking Dead is more promoted in Hollywood than Orlando, so I feel like it would actually be really good in Hollywood. And especially if we have hordes of Walking Dead, we have such small streets, but our scare zones are small. So putting the Walking Dead everywhere would be crazy, but the issue is now you would be putting them back on the Terror Tram, and you'd be putting them back in the back lot. And that's one thing fans didn't want to see anymore, so I can't really...
But I'm talking more like not just putting them in the scare zone, like a big scare zone, just putting them in one.
Oh, okay, yeah, like maybe do like put it on like Baker Street or something like that, yeah.
Exactly, that's exactly what I'm saying.
All right, so I'm so confused because my parents were talking to me, and I just came back upstairs. Well, are we on the Exterminator scare zone?
Yeah, we're talking about the Exterminators.
Oh, okay.
You want to go?
Oh, sure. The Exterminator scare zone was probably one of my favorite scare zones. Just the theme behind it with, the story behind it with people throwing trash away for years in the sewers, and after years and years of that happening, pests and humans, they mutate together. So that was cool. The costumes were great. I got a lot of good footage on that. I also posted a video on that scare zone. But it was a great scare zone. The scare actors were definitely passionate, and they were definitely in character, so that was cool. Tristan has a part of his vlog from opening night where two pests were interacting with each other, so that was really cool because they were really passionate about it. So I mean that scare zone was definitely one of my favorites. It probably was my favorite, so
yeah,
I enjoyed that a lot.
Here's just a helpful tip: if you want to get actors to interact without being a pest, no pun intended. Without being a pest, literally, just chill in the scare zones with your camera ready, and just stand in one place and just film, and they'll realize you're there and you're not moving, so they'll start interacting and scaring people. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
we'll get some good shots and some good footage, especially if you're gonna want to start putting them on YouTube or just for your own purposes. That's kind of a good trick. Instead of trying to be oh, look at me, I'm over here filming, literally just be low key about it, and they'll start interacting.
Yeah, I mean that was a big thing because I don't film with a big camera or anything as of right now. I film using my phone and my iPod. Those are very low profile, and walking on that maze for 10-15 minutes on opening night, I saw a lot of the scare actors interacting with each other in character, and I would follow them around while they would scare people, and they would recognize that you're there, but they would continue scaring people.
Yeah.
And every once in a while they would turn around and try to scare you, which was really cool. If they saw you filming, they would get their face up into your camera, which makes really good footage.
They
are really good.
Interactive for sure. So that's with any zone, but I feel like the actors in any New York street scare zone, putting that in the main street scare zone, all the actors are going to be the best of the best, because that's the first thing fans and just the guests see in general. So they're always going to be the best of the best.
Exactly.
Cool. All right, what's next?
Corpse or Red Front Street.
Oh, I love it.
I can go first on this one.
All right, go for it.
All right. First off, this was a scare zone that was one of the options we get to choose from last year's Monsterpalooza fan interactive thing. Obviously, Masquerade won, but Corpse was right behind Masquerade. And Corpse finally came to this year, and I must say the costumes, the audio, everything about this zone, I absolutely loved its pieces. Now, I'm a huge history about war. I love the type of
military history.
Yeah, military. I like that. I really like taking the World War I and they're back from the dead, and they're literally killing everybody they see because they're in that mode of war. So it was really cool. I really liked that idea. I thought the costumes were awesome. They kind of had a Nazi werewolf feel from American Werewolf in London. They kind of had that look, which I really like. That old like vintage war look. It was super cool. The audio, I felt like I was in like Black Hawk Down or something like that. Like it was so crazy. The audio was so good throughout this scare zone. I wasn't a big fan of the lighting. I felt like it was the exact same lighting used through Masquerade, and I believe it was. But I really would have liked to see different lighting used through it. But overall, this zone is solid. I felt like the characters were awesome. I felt like the scare actors were great. The audio, I think, was awesome as well. And I really like how they utilized it to make it feel like you were in a battlefield. Like, literally, you were stepping foot into a war zone. It's super cool, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, the scare zone was really good.
I would honestly would like to see Corpse pushed over to the opening ceremony, maybe like next year, or the main scare zone. I think that would be cool, because I feel like it has so much more potential to be expanded. I think it would be really cool.
When I was looking at the construction and I saw the sandbag on the side, I was like, man, this looks really cheesy. But at night, it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not a big fan of like the lighting or props, but at night it looks pretty good. It's solid for sure.
It does. I mean, a lot of this. I mean, I think I went through it at a bad time because there weren't as many characters as I thought that there would be. But like. It was really good. It was really good because the characters, they were on point. The music was really good. The props there were really good. So, I mean, it was a good maze. I mean, not a good maze, good scare zone. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was the opening scare zone next year.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I really dug Corpse too. I actually voted for it when they announced the vote for your own scare zone thingy.
I didn't. I voted for Masquerade.
No, I voted for Corpse. It was actually
I
really
voted for
cool
Corpse.
concept. I actually really like the concept. I'm really into like history and stuff and like war
Yeah,
and all that stuff. It's pretty cool, and like I've always wanted to see something like that at the event, like maybe in a maze. But like we got it in the scare zone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these original concept mazes or scare zones are really good, and I feel like they can make really good houses if they expand on them soon. Hopefully, maybe we'll see houses in the future based off these scare zones or whatever. I think it'd be awesome. It'd be really good.
Yeah, but overall the scare zone like looked pretty cool. Like you said, the lighting was basically the same thing. But it was okay. I really like the costumes and like some of the props they have around.
I'm pretty sure it was the same lighting used through Masquerade. Am I right?
It was.
Yeah, it was the same thing.
Totally
Yeah.
was.
But it was pretty much like a really good scare zone. I actually kind of dug it. So.
What I did like about this scare zone, and I like having this location, is because you have the Parisian courtyard, and the exit leads you straight into the scare zone. So when you go through what maze in the Parisian courtyard, this year would be Halloween. You go through Halloween, and when you're going through it, and you're like, okay, hey, the maze it's over. I'm not going to be scared anymore. You have some scare actors waiting at the exit, and they're scaring you right when you go through. So it's kind of like a one-two punch, and it's really cool. I really liked it, how they can do that.
I guess I'll go next. Corpse is a great scare zone. I don't think the scare actors were as energized as they were in Exterminators or any other scare zone. That's one of my big pet peeves about it. But overall, the theming was pretty good, and like I said, some of the props looked really cheesy in the daylight, but at night they looked really good. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
Cool.
So you guys actually got to walk to Dark Christmas. I had to leave, so you guys can give your thoughts on Dark Christmas this year.
I'm gonna let Tristan go first.
Oh, you have to get off?
What?
No.
Oh, wait, I thought somebody said they had to leave.
No. He just said he had to leave, and he didn't get to go through Dark Christmas.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, okay, Dark Christmas. So this was a scare zone again that was from last year. It was not a voting. It was actually in the same location. And I was very skeptical when it came back. I really liked it last year, but I was kind of disappointed that it would be coming back because I thought essentially it would be a repeat. And it was a repeat, but it wasn't. I really liked the props. They expanded so much on the props. The props were awesome. the characters were the exact same, the audio was the exact same. But what I like about it is you're going through and you're seeing new sets, and that's what I really like about it. I felt like it was an awesome seeing the Krampus on stilts. You see Jack Frost. You also see the elves. It was just super cool. And this is a zone that I was expecting to be amazed this year. And I definitely think it was on the table, but I just don't think the timing is right. And I
It
think
needs to be amazed next year. It needs to be.
Murdy is doing what he did with Llorona. He did a scare zone, then did a house 2 years in a row. Well, let's just do scare zone 2 years in a row and then do a house next year. And then they'll be able to promote the Krampus movie when it comes out on DVD next year because it comes
6
out.
seasons in a movie.
Yep, so I'm assuming next year they'll utilize that. But that's off topic. The scare zone itself was absolutely amazing. I loved it. The characters were cool. I liked it. I liked the audio. I liked that twist on like a Krampus thing. It was really cool. So again, Dark Christmas, awesome scare zone. Definitely my second favorite scare zone of this year.
The Dark Christmas was a great scare zone, like you said, Tristan. It was like the same from last year, but they expanded so much on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was expecting it to be a maze this year, but it should definitely be a maze next year. The props this year were insane. The scare actors were still amazing. The favorite scare actor in that scare zone is the guy on stilts, which is great. But yeah, it was a great scare zone. I don't really have a lot to say about it, other than they expanded so much. Even though it looked like the same, they expanded a great amount. So I mean, that was definitely my, I have to say, third favorite, because Exterminators is my first and Purge is my second. But yeah, that definitely a great scare zone.
Sweet.
I guess I'll go. Now, I think out of the night, it had one of my favorite moments. One of the elves was chasing after me, and he basically like went through all the preparations and like acted them out of making me into a pie. So that was pretty chill, and he kept on following me after it. So it was pretty much, it was like it had some different parts from last year, like the giant yeti and everything like that.
Yeah,
But,
and big elf. That was really cool.
yeah, it was great. It was a pretty good scare zone. Now, I really hope it becomes a maze. I actually hope Exterminators becomes a maze more, because I like the concept of Exterminators a bit better. But overall, I think we could definitely see a Krampus maze next year.
Yeah, off track though, real quick. I think you can make like a huge power plant for Exterminators as this facade, and
Oh yeah.
like it would be so cool, man. Oh my goodness, I'm giving Murdy ideas, so hopefully he's watching this.
Guys.
He's watching and just shaking his head and being like,
He's waiting for us to talk about Supercharged, dude.
yeah.
Okay. Who else wants to do the review on it?
Clarence,
We're gonna go, right?
All right, so
and
I just
like 2 years.
I just returned 10 minutes ago. I don't know what's going on.
Dark Christmas.
I don't know what. Dark Christmas. Wait, okay. I didn't really experience a scare. I experienced last year, but not this year, because I was like hurrying up and end.
Okay, so your
Wait.
opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, my opinion doesn't matter. Wait, we're done with the mazes, right?
Purge
That's
scare
all
zone.
done.
Purge scare zone.
When the scare zone started?
Why don't you start with the Purge scare zone, Claire?
The Purge scare zone, I really liked it. I mean, it was cool. They had the turret guy on there. To me, it was a little bit better than the Terror Tram.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Some fun stuff going on there.
I can go next. Personally, going through zone, I really liked it. I thought it was cool. But the reason why this is my least favorite scare zone is I had this vibe of The Walking Dead. I don't know if that's the same as the reason for the Terror Tram. I felt like it was just The Walking Dead, but just replace it with Purgers. That was the issue I had, and I just don't know if it's because I'm just so used to The Walking Dead being here year after year after year. But it's just something I just can't really get out of my like going through it. I don't know. I do think it was way better than the Terror Tram because it actually felt like chaos. It literally, you got off the tram and you had purgers like ready, and they were looking at you, staring you down, ready to purge. The commencement of the siren went off, and you got off the tram, and like all the purgers went crazy. I liked how they had the car from the Purge Anarchy. Frank, what's his last name? Frank Grillo, I think.
Trying to
Frank
remember.
Grillo.
Thank you. They had his car there, which was super cool. They utilized, it was more based on the Purge Anarchy for sure. They had the turret guy from the Purge Anarchy, which is really cool. He had them just like in the Terror Tram.
Big
I don't
Papa.
know. Yeah, thank you. I feel like, the Scare Zone was good, but I just don't think it compared to the other Scare Zones up in the upper lot. I feel like the upper lot Scare Zones were way better in my opinion.
You want to call me Big Papa?
Yeah. That's kind of my final thoughts. I definitely think it was way better than the Terror Tram, which is sad to say. A Scare Zone could be better than the Terror Tram, especially when you're promoting it so heavily on the Terror Tram. But it's true, the Scare Zone was way better than the Terror Tram because it actually felt like you were.
Alright.
But
I can go next.
Go for it.
So, I'm a big fan of the Purge movies, and the Purge in general. That's definitely one of my favorite movies. It's high up there for a lot of reasons. I'll get to it in a different video of mine. But so the Purge Scare Zone was definitely my second favorite. Like Tristan said, it was a lot more chaotic, and it was just so compact, and the Purgers were ready. Once you got off that tram, the Purgers were ready to go after you and cleanse their souls and purge you. The car was amazing because there was like a girl there who was getting purged, and she jumped into the car, and one of the purgers interacted with it and was like slamming on the hood, trying to open up the door, and reaching in the car and trying to grab her, which was amazing. They had Big Papa there shooting that turret out of the back of the semi. So it was just all chaotic. They had everything there. They had the government there. They had the purgers there. There were a lot of cool effects there. The strobe lights made it even cooler because 1 second it'd be dark and then a light would flash. There'd be a purger right next to you. So it was a great Scare Zone.
What I liked about it is it was in the New York Metro set, so it felt like you were in the Purge Anarchy in a way.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you made it to the end, it felt like you were in the cityscape and like literally you're getting purged. So
Yeah.
I think it was really cool Scare Zone, and I wish the Terror Tram would have been like that the whole way, but I guess nothing you could do about it.
I think I guess I'll go next, but whenever I've been talking about the Scare Zones, I've been talking about how energized the actors are, and in this one I thought they were really, really spot on. One of my bigger scares was a guy, he was wearing he had the skeleton face paint on, and he was hiding underneath the fog, and he just came right up at me, and the fact that I felt like those scare actors were the most experienced out of all of them, in my opinion. They seemed to really know how to get your scares going, and the strobe lights definitely made it. Like, they did have the strobe lights in the Walking Dead Scare Zone in that same area, but it was not nearly as good as this one, and it was one of my favorite
Yeah,
scares.
it didn't feel as effective as it was in this compared to Walking Dead.
Yeah. Well, everything's better than The Walking Dead.
President,
True.
thanks.
Mr. President, thanks.
Alright, does anybody else have anything to say about it, or is that it?
Alright, that's me next, I guess.
Cool.
Alright, so the Purge Urban Nightmare, I really like the Scare Zone. They actually amped up the game a lot from the previous series that they had Walking Dead there. It's actually really better Scare Zone than the Terror Tram. It actually feels really chaotic. It feels more like the Purge than like the Terror Tram. I really like the way that they use some of the scenes from the Purge Anarchy and that machine gun thing. Those riot gear guys were really cool with the guns. I remember walking through the second time, and then HHNInfo, he told one of the guys that something was wrong with his mask, and he just chased him back. That was pretty funny. No, but yeah, this Scare Zone was probably my favorite Scare Zone this year. I really liked how they amped up the game and stuff. So.
Yeah, there was a guy in the Scare Zone. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with your mask? Because everyone else had them on, and he had his off, and he started following me, and I was like, look, man, I'm only saying this because I don't want you to get hurt, because I love you.
Yeah.
He walked away.
All right.
Jesus, man.
All right, is that it? What else do
Yeah.
you have to talk about?
That's it.
You guys want to rank mazes? What you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
think?
Jesus,
first.
man.
All right, I'll rank my mazes from the greatest house to the least favorite. So my favorite right now would definitely be Halloween, Insidious, Walking Dead, Crimson Peak. This is the end, and AVP.
All right,
Uh, yeah, that's kind of my order right now.
I'll do mine. I'll do mine as of right now from most favorite to least favorite. This list will also include the Terror Trams. So at number 1 is Insidious. Number 2 is Crimson Peak. Number 3 is Halloween. Number 4 is Terror Tram. Number 5 is The Walking Dead. Number 6 is AVP. And number 7 would be This Is the End, but This Is the End would probably be somewhere higher only if they had a couple better things, like the smell of like the paint that wasn't there, just a couple other things.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, I guess I'll go.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so I guess I'll go from favorite to least favorite, and the Terror Tram will be on here.
I didn't
So-
include it because I hated it.
Number 1 is Insidious for me, because it really had the scares I was looking forward to, and what I happen.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Halloween, Michael Myers Comes Home, because that one was also very scary, and I thought the set pieces were awesome. Number 3 is Crimson Peak, just on the set pieces alone, not really on the scares. The scares are kind of lacking in that maze, but they still had some pretty good scares. Number 4 would have to be This Is the End. Now, I'm going off of Friday, so I don't know. I don't know if any other mazes. I don't know if Halloween's better yet, but This Is the End has to be number 4 just on the fact because it's one of my favorite comedy movies of the past couple of years. And
Gotcha.
it was a great maze. And I mean, if you like the movie, it's a great maze. That is. But number 5, is it? Yeah, I'm on 5.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 would have to be The Walking Dead because it didn't really bring back what I wanted to see. And then number 6 is going to be the Terror Tram because I don't know, it wasn't as good as it could have been.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
number 7 was the AVP because it was just rehashed. And I don't
Really
like
quick.
rehashed.
Really quick, I did mess up. This Is the End was supposed to be higher on my list. AVP and The Walking Dead were supposed to be behind This Is the End, but I kind of lost track. So
It's all good.
I think you did. Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so we're gonna do.
Jabberwockies and Supercharged is number 1.
oh yeah,
Oh.
Jabberwockies is definitely number 1 for me. Really quick
Supercharged?
review on that because I had to go somewhere. Jabberwockies, the dancing was great. Everything was pretty good about that show. Yeah, it wasn't the real Jabberwockies. That was kind of a downer, but the show was cool. Jabberwockies for life.
All right.
Should join Jabberwockies.
Who's up?
Alright, so I guess I'll go next.
Sure.
Alright, so my number 1 this year so far, it might change, is Insidious Return of the Further. I really liked this maze. It was one of the most terrifying experiences I've ever been through in my entire life. Overall, it was like one of the best mazes I've ever been through at HHN history. So, it's probably going to stay number 1, Insidious Return of the Further. Number 2, Halloween, Michael Myers Comes Home. I really liked it, but I can't put it at number 1 because, like I said, I liked the 2009 maze better, and there was just a couple things missing from this maze. Like, it didn't really feel like the movie, but overall, I did enjoy it. And my number 3 is going to be Crimson Peak, Maze of Madness. I really like the sets. I really like the way how it felt like a built horror film. The only thing that turned me down was the scares and like, the blank walls and stuff. But overall, it was a pretty good maze. I can't wait to see it again. I can't wait to see if they actually like amp up the scares in there. And number 4 is going to be The Walking Dead, Wolves Not Far. Like I said, very good, detailed maze. The scares weren't there. I hope they really amp it up when I go again on Friday. So I can't wait to see it again. For right now, it's going to be my number 4. My number 5 is going to be the Terror Tram. Terror Tram was okay. It was an improvement from the previous years, but it wasn't really anything special. Hope to see if they have any changes this upcoming weekend. My number 6 is going to be This Is the End 3D. It was overall very messy. It wasn't really that scary, but it was pretty fun to walk through, especially with you guys screaming out random quotes from the movie. But it wasn't that good of a maze. And then my 7th is going to be AVP. As I said, I just felt really bored in this maze, and I just wanted it to end. But for those, like how I said, for those people that haven't seen it, it's a real treat for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. But I just I can't do AVP.
Just like I can't do Insidious because it's too scary.
True.
Yeah, I literally cried like a little baby every time I go through that house. And
I
if
know,
you
dude.
guys
I almost cried.
Poor Tristan.
literally,
Poor Tristan.
Nick was holding me through the whole house while I was filming. I was like, oh my god, it's so scary. All right, so who's their next one at? Oh, Clarence.
Alright, so number one, it's Halloween, because I like Halloween. It's pretty good. I like the movie and I like the maze it was to go through. And number two is Insidious. I got scared a lot in that maze. It popped out in front of my face and Tristan saw that. It scared me. And no, is Crimson Peak, because I like the detail in the maze, but I didn't get scared on it.
Yeah.
Number 4 is The Walking Dead, and then This Is the End is number 5. Number 6 is Terror Tram, and number 7 is AVP.
Cool.
Alright, so is that everybody?
Yeah, that's all of our mazes. Now we're gonna do the stairs and
Yeah.
scare.
Alright, Scare Zone.
Okay, so this is order, and I'll include the terror tram with the scare zones because technically I count the terror tram as a scare zone. So this is from my most excited one to my least favorite excited one. Number 1 would be Exterminators. Number 2 would be Corpse. Number 3 would be Dark Christmas, and number 4 would be The Purge, and then number 5 would be The Purge. Okay.
All right.
I liked all the scare zones. Again, Exterminators was awesome. I liked the atmosphere. I liked the whole story of it. Corpse, I just, like I said, we already kind of went over it. I really like that scare zone. I just really do. Dark Christmas, it was a repeat, so that's why it's kind of lower. But I really did like it. The backlot scare zone of The Purge, why it wasn't as top is because I just really felt like it was The Walking Dead, just replaced with Purgers. But I felt like there were some more utilized sets than The Walking Dead was in the past. And then I feel the same way for the Terror Tram. I just felt like it was Walking Dead, but just replace it with Purgers. I felt like it was boring at points, but then again, I didn't feel like it was boring. I felt like when you entered the Bates Motel was a strong set, and I actually thought, wow, this Terror Tram's actually going to be good. And like what Jose mentioned, once you go up that hill, it just starts going downhill, literally downhill. It was just kind of disappointed. So those are my scare zones in my houses, and overall, this was a great year.
All right, I'll go next really quick. I'll be short and sweet. First one is definitely Exterminators. Great theme, great story behind it. Great characters. Second one is The Purge because I love the Purge movie, so that's kind of there. Corpse is the third one because of the story behind that. Just because of the props. And then the last one is Dark Christmas, just because it's the repeat from last year, and the only things they really added was just props. This year was a great year. I mean, it was amazing, and it was great spending the opening night with you guys on my birthday. So,
Yeah. Dude, HHN squad for days.
HHN squad, hell yeah, squad.
Squad for life. Squad goals.
So, that's nice.
All right, who's up?
Alright, I guess I'll go. So
All
my
right.
number 1 this year is going to be The Purge Urban Nightmare. Like I said, it's a really great scare zone. My number 2 is going to be Exterminators. I really like the concept. I just wish that they could have added a couple more scare actors, that they could have expanded a bit more. My number 3 is going to be Corpse. I actually really did enjoy Corpse. And I'm not going to put Dark Christmas on here because I haven't experienced it yet. So
Am I the one that hasn't gone?
yeah.
Yeah, I just
Alright, okay. Scare zones, right? Sorry,
Mhm.
it's like talking to my dad. Alright, number
me.
1. It's you? What?
No, you're good. Go.
Ah, confuses me. Number 1 for me is gonna have to be I'm trying to think, Exterminators, because honestly it was like one of my favorites, and I really hope it becomes it's a house. And sorry, number 2 would have to be Dark Christmas. Actually, no, number 2 is The Purge because it was one of the best. Number 3 is Dark Christmas, and number 4 is Corpses. And Z, I don't have much reasons to it, just because that's my preference. So yeah.
Sweet.
Alright.
Alright, so I guess we're done.
So
Did Clarence do his opinion? Clarence didn't do his opinion on a scare zone.
I know it's gonna be a bitch tough one.
Are you gonna do your opinion?
Oh.
Clarence.
That's something. So anyway,
What? You just
one.
a robot, dude.
Transformers ready confirmed.
What the heck?
From the future, right?
Are we still on the scare zone reviews?
Yeah, we just need to do Clarence and the scare zones, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
So
Well, this is awkward.
Wait, hello?
It's like, dude, you're lagging so hard. It's unbelievable. All right. Well, it looks like he's not going to be doing it. All right. So, anyways, is that pretty much it, Jose?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. You guys can catch it at Halloween Horror Nights. Probably going to be there a couple more times throughout the season. We're probably going to have another HHN squad meetup on November 1st, closing night. You guys see it around HHN. You guys can definitely come around and say hi. And I'm going to thank everybody here on this panel for being here today. So thank you
Thank you
guys
for
very
having
much.
me.
You guys can go ahead and sign yourselves out. So.
Yeah, appreciate it. Much appreciated. And like Jose mentioned, we'll be doing a meetup on November 1st. That's closing day. So, and I think majority of us.
And October 9th.
Oh yeah, for Scary Farm. Majority of us are going to be going back throughout the season. I myself probably plan 3 more times before, including closing nights. So I'm going to go about twice in October and then closing nights. That's a total of like 6 days, which is plenty of time to experience everything. And expect some more reviews on my channel, and appreciate everything Jose has done on this video. Means a lot to bring me out here and talk about Horror Nights, so thank you, bud. And that's all I really have to say.
All right. Thank you. First off, thank you for having me on here. It means a lot. So opening night was amazing. I'm gonna have more in-depth reviews coming to my channel. If you guys want to check that out at some point, I'll be going a lot more this season. Like they said, November 1st we'll again for closing night, and then October 9th for Scary Farm. We'll all be there too. And yeah, so that's all I really have to say. Thank you once again for having me, and it's been awesome hanging out with the HHN squad.
Squad! Dude, my Snapchat squad goals are legit perfect.
Yes.
Squad.
Dude, like literally, I put all my story on there, and like people were like snapping me, squad. I was like, yes.
HHN squad. I'd like to thank Jose, Tristan, and everyone thank you for having me a great first year of updating. Can't wait to have many more. I'm so glad we formed this group, the HHN squad, and thank you for having me on the show. And one last thing, because I'm also stealing this video from my channel, but one more last thing.
Holy crap, that was so loud, I had to turn that down. It scared me so bad. Holy crap. Awesome.
WWD, Undertaker Maze, 2016, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Alright, cool, man.
Am I still looking? Because I'm scared.
What's that?
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. We'll all see you guys in our next videos.
Sweet.
Hey, guys.
Bye, bitches.
Jesus, man.
Jesus, man.
Alright. We're still live, what the heck?
I know, I'm trying to close it.
Oh, I wanted to end it off with that song, man.
How bad is this lag? Is my mic bad right now?
No, I'm hitting the hay, guys. I gotta wake up early tomorrow. I gotta go later.
Dude, have fun in school. School's
Oh yeah.
getting stay in school, kids. Fine.
Tristan!
What's up?
Why did I hear my name?
What's happening to my mic? Can you hear me, Tristan?
Oh yeah.
Alright, I'll see you later, Clarence. I'll see you later, Tristan. See you later, Jose. See you later, Xander.
See you later.
Talk to you guys all later.
I don't need to.
Oh my god, I can't close this thing.
Dude, looks like this podcast.
Tristan?
Jeez.
Is my mic okay?
Holy crap, he's screaming at me.
Well, I can't. You guys can't hear me if I don't start shouting, so I have to shout.
Holy crap, dude.
It's the only way, or else you can't hear me.
It won't let you end it?
No, it's lagging so bad it won't let me end it.
Alright, so I just want to say thank you to everyone that's in this chat, and I want to thank Shrek and Vin Diesel.
Oh my god.
I hope you can all hear me and it's still live, but I can't tell. So thank you to Vin Diesel and Jose.
Alright, you think if we all leave, it will close out?
Alright, I'm out here, guys. Good night. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Alright, see you guys later.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Alright, later.
Alright, deuces. I'm the only one in here. I'm scared. What's your favorite scary movie?
Xander. 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 Bye, Xander. Good night. Good night, buddy. Bye.
Man. Nighty night, people.
Alright, Xander. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, bye, man.
Bye.